What's up? October 3rd, day 3. You know the best thing about fresh coffee? It's delicious. So here are my handle scales. It takes about 24 hours for this G-Flex epoxy to fully cure, but it's basically good to go now. And I always keep a little bit of the leftovers just to make sure that it cures correctly. But here is, well, it's easier with two hands. Figures. Hang on. So the tinfoil does peel off pretty easily. I'm going to sand this down anyways to roughen this side up before I epoxy it onto the knife, but that's what that looks like. And this is basically steps 1, 2, and 3 of my bevel grinding process. So I start with these billets of steel for whichever steel I happen to be using. These ones are all 20 CV. It's a premium stainless. And I'll profile out the knife. I'll cut it out of here with an angle grinder. I'll shape it down with my 2x72. I'll drill the holes, and then I send it out to get heat treated. Right now I send them to A&M Heat Treating in Mississauga. Mitch does a fantastic job over there. They use vacuum kilns, so they come back with very little scale. But my sweet spot for these are about 62 Rockwell. They do test every single blade, so shout out to Mitch. Appreciate you guys. Eventually I will be getting my own heat treating process in-house. I'll have that set up over there. But for the time being, and especially with batch builds, it's super convenient for me to just do this. I can send them all out at once and they come back looking like this. So I have 3 holes for pins, and these extra holes are what's called epoxy bridges. So the epoxy will grab onto the scales through the blade to give it some extra adhesion to itself. And then this is what it looks like after the bevels are ground. This one's not fully polished yet, but the edge thickness is about 3/1000ths of an inch right here. At the tip, it's about 5 or 7. I do that on purpose just to make sure that I don't overheat the tips. It's super easy to do, even under irrigation, but that's basically what it looks like. So I'll thin this out just a little bit more, give it a good polish, and then we'll get those handle scales on. When these 2 knives are finished, I'll talk about how I land on my final retail pricing, but a little fun fact. Guess how much this billet of steel costs, which as you can see, I get 3 knives out of. If you guessed $220 for this billet, you'd be correct. It's $187 to Maritime Knife Supply plus shipping and taxes, so it's about $220 landed, which means that this individual knife is $75 in cost before heat treatment and any labor is added. That's just the steel cost. It's 75 bucks. On that later. Right now we have to get this knife looking like this one. So this is my peen. It's a ball peen hammer that I drilled and JB welded a carbide ball into. It's extremely hard steel, that little ball right there, and I can use it to fix this. There's a slight warp in the blade, and this is quite normal with heat treating.